Hello, everyone. It's Tim from SpaceNetTV. I've been getting a lot of questions about what happens now that Disney has lost the copyright to Mickey Mouse. Let's chat about that, shall we? Let me say that I'm not a legal expert, and I'm not giving you any legal advice as to what you can or cannot do with the public domain Mickey Mouse. I'm just trying to break things down for you to help you understand and make sense of what's really happened. The first important thing to note is that Disney did not lose the rights to Mickey Mouse. I've been hearing that from several sources, some with sadness, some with glee. But the good news is it's not lost rights to Mickey Mouse. It lost right to a very specific Mickey Mouse, that being the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse, which was the iconic one from the 1928 film. Steamboat Willie is the very first version of Mickey. First, let's talk about the significance of this event. Steamboat Willie is not just any old cartoon, it's the one that really started it all for Disney. The short film, released in 1928, features Mickey Mouse as a mischievous deckhand on a steamboat. It's the first appearance of both Mickey and Minnie Mouse. It's a significant piece of history, not just to Disney, but to the world. Its copyright expiration means that anyone can now use the original version of Mickey Mouse in their own creative works. That's called being in the public domain. It also means that Disney loses the exclusive marketing and merchandising rights. How did this come to pass? Let me give you a 10,000-foot view of copyrights. In 2024, U.S. corporate copyrights last for 95 years. That means that works published in 2024 would not enter the public domain until 2119. However, in 1928, the year Steamboat Willie was released, the duration of corporate copyrights was only 28 years, with an option of extending another 28 years under certain extenuating circumstances. That's 56 years total, or an expiration of Steamboat Willie copyright happening in 1984. However, Disney held the copyright to the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse for a whopping 96 years. So how did Disney do that? Disney had successfully fought for decades to keep its most valuable property under copyright protection. In the 1970s, Disney successfully lobbied to get a lifespan extension by another 20 years, resulting in a new copyright law, the Copyright Act of 1976. But we're still not quite there yet. Another 20 years passed. With the end of Mickey's new copyright looming, Disney again lobbied for an extension, leading to the Copyright Extension Act of 1998, which was nicknamed in Congress the Mickey Mouse Protection Act because of Disney's heavy hand in crafting it. This is the law we now operate under today, and why we have 95 years of copyright protection for all of us. It was all about Mickey, though. Now, you might be wondering, what does this mean for Disney moving forward? Well, for starters, it's not as if Disney's lost Mickey. While the original Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain, Disney still holds the copyright for more modern versions of Mickey and other characters. You can see here, Mickey's appearance was tweaked over the decades, not only for purposes of updating his look, but done so deliberately so that we could file new copyright claims for him. This meant that we would make subtle, minor changes and be able then to file a separate copyright for another 95 years. So I don't expect to see Mickey Mouse we know today suddenly popping up in random movies or TV shows. However, this copyright loss does open the door for some interesting possibilities. We might see some independent creators using the original Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse in their own creative works. This could lead to a whole new wave of creative content featuring Mickey. We could run the gambit from some really innovative and exciting things to, dear Lord, what have they done? Don't forget, Steamboat Willie isn't the first iconic character to drop into the public domain. In 2022, the initial version of Winnie the Pooh became public domain. A year later, the character starred in a violent, unrated slasher flick, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Is a Steamboat Willie version of a slasher movie coming up on us next? Probably. I think I've heard of a couple already in development. If so, you can really just count me out. The best way to protect Steamboat Willie is not to make it profitable to defile his image. So while a lot of outlets are trying to make this more of a big deal than it is, we all knew this was coming internally. While other older iterations of Mickey will eventually go the same way, their copyright will expire and they'll be open to the public domain. Don't worry, Mickey is protected well into the foreseeable future. We'll throw another button on his jacket, we'll put a little hat on him, and poof, new Mickey. The last thing to consider is that while Disney's copyright expired, its trademark of Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse has not. Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse is a trademark of the Walt Disney Company for commercial purposes. I really don't expect that artists or creators are going to be able to use Mickey as freely as they may have been thinking they were going to. Disney still has a legal right to that image for commercial purposes. Disney is kind of known for being fiercely protective of its IP and maybe even just a little litigious.
And now you want to sue Pete.
So I think that we probably are going to see something pop up. They'll have to be very careful with it. They'll have to be careful how it's marketed. And ultimately, it's probably just going to be pure trash. But anyway, that's what I think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I enjoy reading them, and I try to answer you all. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. I'll be back real soon with another video. You take care. Bye for now.